Kangaroos, the iconic marsupials from Australia, are known for their unique hopping locomotion. But there's much more to these fascinating creatures. Have you ever wondered how far a kangaroo can leap in a bound? Well, let's examine the extraordinary leaping abilities of these marsupials in greater detail. Kangaroos are endowed with strong hind legs and a sturdy tail that combined create a singular springboard effect. This muscular configuration, quite unlike anything else in the animal kingdom, enables the kangaroo to thrust itself forward with incredible force. The physiology of a kangaroo is another wonder. Their flexible tendons store energy similar to a band, releasing it as they push off the ground. This energy-efficient mechanism means kangaroos actually use less energy the faster they move. Now let's get into specifics. Typically, a kangaroo can cover an astonishing feat in a single leap, but that's not their maximum. When stressed or in full flight, a kangaroo can leap up to 25 feet. Imagine being able to cover the length of a bus in a single brang. That's the kangaroo's leap for you. What does a day in the life of a kangaroo look like? Well, let's hop into it. Kangaroos, who primarily inhabit the diverse landscapes of Australia, are fascinating creatures with routines that are just as intriguing. Their day usually begins as the sun sets. You see, kangaroos are primarily nocturnal creatures. As the Australian heat dissipates with the setting sun, these marsupials get ready to kick-start their activities. Kangaroos are herbivores, preferring to munch on grasses, herbs, and shrubs. They have a chambered stomach, similar to cows, allowing them to digest these fibrous plants efficiently. Their feeding habits are quite interesting. They tend to graze in the cool of the night, and during the day, they rest and ruminate. That is, they chew the cud. This routine helps them conserve water, a precious resource in the arid Australian landscapes. But kangaroos are not just about eating and sleeping. They also have a complex social structure. Kangaroos live in groups called mobs, and these aren't just random assortments of kangaroos. They're usually led by the largest male, affectionately known as the boomer. He asserts his dominance by boxing. Yes, you heard it right, boxing. Kangaroos are famous for their boxing bouts, where they balance on their tails and kick with their powerful hind legs. Life in the mob is not all about power struggles, though. Kangaroos groom each other, strengthening their social bonds. They communicate through a variety of sounds and body movements, and when a kangaroo is relaxed, it might even perform a behavior called a kangaroo cough, a soft chuckling sound. So, from nighttime grazing to daytime rumination, from boxing bouts to grooming sessions, the life of a kangaroo is far from mundane. They're adapted to their environment in remarkable ways, and their social interactions add another layer of complexity to their behavior. From grazing to grooming, kangaroos lead a pretty fascinating life, don't they? Have you ever heard of a kangaroo's unique way of reproduction? Well, if you haven't, you're in for quite a revelation. Kangaroos have a reproductive process that is unlike most other mammals, and it all revolves around the iconic kangaroo pouch. Let's start at the beginning. Female kangaroos, or does, have a fascinating ability to pause their pregnancy in a process known as embryonic diapause. This allows them to delay the development of their offspring in response to environmental conditions. Once conditions are favorable, the tiny kangaroo embryo, smaller than a grain of rice, begins to grow. After about a month of gestation, a kangaroo joey is born. At this stage, it's hardly bigger than a jelly bean and is effectively still an embryo. Blind, hairless, and with underdeveloped hind legs, the newborn joey makes an incredible journey. It instinctively crawls from the birth canal to the mother's pouch. This journey, as perilous as any epic adventure, is a testament to the sheer will to survive that nature instills in its creatures. Once safely inside the pouch, the joey latches onto one of the mother's teats, which swells in its mouth, creating a secure attachment for the joey to its source of nourishment. Here in the pouch, the joey will continue to develop for several months, growing fur, opening its eyes, and steadily strengthening its limbs. After 6 to 7 months, the joey starts to venture from the pouch, taking its first tentative hops under the watchful eyes of its mother. Even after it is capable of hopping around on its own, the joey will often return to the pouch for safety and comfort until it is too large to fit, usually around 8 to 10 months. From a tiny embryo to a fully grown kangaroo, the journey of a kangaroo joey is a marvel of nature. It's a testament to the resilience, adaptability, and sheer uniqueness of these wonderful creatures. It is indeed an incredible journey from being a tiny embryo to a fully grown kangaroo. How do kangaroos adapt to their environment in Australia? The answer to this question is a testament to the incredible resilience of nature. Kangaroos have evolved to thrive in the diverse and often harsh landscapes of Australia, from the arid deserts to the lush bushlands and even the fringes of urban areas. One of the most remarkable adaptations of kangaroos is their water conservation techniques. Kangaroos don't sweat like humans do, and they don't pant like dogs. Instead, they lick their forearms, and the evaporation of saliva cools them down, allowing them to conserve water. This adaptation is particularly useful in the hot, dry Australian climate where water can be scarce. But it doesn't stop there. Kangaroos have a unique way of regulating their body temperature. On a hot day, they will seek shade and rest, reducing their activity to prevent overheating. Their fur also acts as an insulator, reflecting heat when it's hot and trapping warmth when it's cold. Another standout adaptation is their ability to survive in harsh climates. The kangaroo's diet is primarily grass, and they have a specialized digestive system that allows them to extract maximum nutrition from what might seem like meager offerings. This ability to survive on sparse vegetation makes them perfectly suited to life in Australia's arid regions. Moreover, kangaroos are capable of going long periods without water, a trait that serves them well in the driest parts of Australia. In fact, some species can survive without water for months, getting most of their hydration from the plants they eat. These adaptations all combine to make the kangaroo a master of survival. They have carved out a niche in the Australian landscape, adapting to the challenges of their environment with remarkable resilience and ingenuity. So next time you see a kangaroo, take a moment to appreciate this incredible creature. They're not just bouncing across the landscape, they're showcasing a masterclass in adaptation, demonstrating just how flexible and resourceful nature can be. It's clear that kangaroos are not just survivors, but masters of their environment. Did you know kangaroos hold significant cultural value in Australia? They're not just hopping around the outback, they're deeply woven into the fabric of the nation's identity. In Australian culture, the kangaroo is a symbol of life force, energy, and creativity. It's seen as an animal that's always moving forward, never backward, symbolizing progress and advancement. This interpretation has its roots in the indigenous cultures of Australia. For the Aboriginal people, kangaroos aren't just animals, they're ancestral spirits. They feature prominently in Dreamtime stories, which are the Aboriginal understanding of the world, its creation, and its great stories. In these tales, kangaroos often play the role of tricksters, wise creatures, or brave warriors, teaching important lessons about life, survival, and the importance of community. In a particularly famous Dreamtime story, the kangaroo gets its long, with strong hind legs and tail as a reward for great sacrifice. This tale, among others, represents the kangaroo as a symbol of self-sacrifice and selflessness, values greatly appreciated in Aboriginal cultures. But the cultural significance of kangaroos isn't limited to mythology. They're a national icon, representing Australia on its coat of arms alongside the emu. Why these two species? Because neither animal can move backwards easily. They represent a nation moving forward. And it doesn't stop there. The kangaroo is also a star on the sporting field. It's the emblem for some of Australia's most popular sports teams, including the national rugby team, aptly named the Wallabies. And let's not forget about the financial sector. The kangaroo even hops onto the Australian currency, the Australian dollar, and it's one of the most recognized symbols on the Australian gold coin, known as the gold kangaroo. So you see, kangaroos are much more than just a fascinating species from the land down under. They're a symbol of national pride, progress, and a deep connection to the ancient wisdom of the indigenous people. From folktales to currency, kangaroos certainly have a special place in the heart of Australia. So, what have we learned about kangaroos today? We've discovered these fascinating beings are not just your ordinary marsupials. Their unique leaping ability, which is both a mode of transportation and a survival mechanism, sets them apart. We've delved into their intriguing lifestyle, a delicate balance of solitary and social behaviors, and their complex mating rituals, which include the remarkable process of embryonic diapause. We've also seen how they've adapted to their harsh environment, withstanding Australia's extreme temperatures and scarce water supply. But kangaroos are not just about survival. They've also made their mark on culture and symbolism. From being a national symbol of Australia to their depiction in art, literature, and films, kangaroos have captivated our hearts and minds. In sum, kangaroos are a remarkable blend of nature's ingenuity and cultural significance. So, the next time you see a kangaroo, remember, they are much more than just a hopping creature from down under.